Hello everyone. In this session, we will try to understand the subtheme 5, Traditional Knowledge System for Sustainable Living. So what is traditional knowledge? Traditional knowledge refers to the knowledge, innovations and practices of local people developed through the experience gained over time and adapted to the local environment and culture. Traditional knowledge system is mostly traditional knowledge that is propagated orally and or through practices by the respective practitioners or performers. Songs and sayings, dances, paintings, carvings, chantings and various performances are the most common ways of transferring the acquired knowledge down through the generations over hundreds of years or even more. Traditional knowledge system is collectively owned and vary with space and time as it is evolved in a different socio-cultural environment. It is society specific and is dependent on understanding. Further, observational and experimental information about the living environments along with skill and technology are essential to design a lifestyle in that specific environmental context. Traditional knowledge system is important for sustainable living as a provider of alternative ideas in the present context of global climate change, natural disasters, biodiversity loss, destabilized ecological services, food and nutritional inequality, problems of sanitation and health. Most of the traditional knowledge is mainly of practical in nature. It is seen particularly in the practices like agriculture, fisheries, animal husbandry, health, horticulture, forestry, as well as pasture, land and environmental management. Applicability of traditional knowledge system in the contemporary context is significant to meet and support the requirements of sustainable living. It has been designed and developed by the local communities through their constant observations, trials and modifications or customization to match with its appropriateness. Therefore, traditional knowledge system has the characteristics of local, empirical, time-tested dynamisms. By default, traditional knowledge system or the untapped wisdom of our ancestors are still considered to be useful to promote sustainable living. From the point of application and associated management approaches, traditional knowledge system can be categorized into three categories, namely traditional ecological knowledge, traditional technical knowledge and traditional value and ethics. Traditional ecological knowledge represents knowledge associated with the natural resources and environmental management. Traditional technical knowledge refers to knowledge associated with tools and appliances used, whereas traditional value and ethics refers to value, norm, institution and policy framework evolved with traditional knowledge based practices. All these have to be studied in a minimum of 3 dimensions such as ecological, economic and sociological angles. Such kind of study can give output with visions. So what is the core concept of the subtheme? The subtheme covers studies related with traditional ecological and technological knowledge along with values and ethics related to settlement system, housing, agricultural, fishing and allied practices, natural resource management, food system, disaster management, mitigation of human and wildlife conflicts, handloom and handicrafts, etc. Now let us look at what is the scope of the subtheme. The scope of the studies will be: first, identification and documentation of traditional knowledge practices, its present status and management approach involved in it, and third, scientific validation of the basic principles, techniques and materials. All this in the context of its objectives. In doing so, one will be able to use secondary information and data with due references of sources to establish the significance of the practices and or to narrate the trends. However, to support the analysis and interpretation of the study will require validation through relevant original primary data which is derived through survey, field or laboratory experimentation. Now let us understand what is the expected area of coverage. The approach starts with the identification of traditional knowledge-based practices along with its link to natural resources with the aim to support sustainable living. Such practices need to be documented with appropriate answers to the questions like what it is, where it is, who does practice it, why is it in practice, since when it is being practiced, how does it function, and many more. In the process of documentation, there is a need to adopt the approaches for process documentation. If required, one can use flowchart with narratives, maps, photographs and graphs. However, there is a need to mention what type of the traditional knowledge system this particular study has been focused. It is equally important to validate these with appropriate interpretations in terms of its specific context as well as in the universal context. From context to context, the approach of evaluation may vary. However, it is essential to reflect the evaluation approaches, methods and tools in a methodological approach for the study. Moreover, entire analysis and interpretation need to portray how these particular traditional knowledge system based practices help in sustainable living and prudent use of natural resources along with its future prospects. Let us understand about this sub-theme with the help of a few examples of model projects. Model Project 1: Understanding functions, mechanisms and improvisation of stream-based water mill. In villages in many parts of the country, there are examples of wise use of stream flow for the benefit of the mechanical services required for society. One such example is Chuskur, a traditional water mill practiced in Sagar village of West Kameng district of Arunachal Pradesh. This is one of the fine examples of traditional knowledge of Monpa community to use the water flow for their benefit. In this practice, they wisely direct one hill stream through a narrow channel, allowing it to fall on a wheel which will rotate depending on the pressure of the water flow, which turns in proportional to the amount of waterfall and its speed. The rotating turbine is then connected with grinding stones and effectively used for the grinding of grains and many other purposes. This traditional technology of local people is a topic worth studying for many scientific aspects of the traditional knowledge system. The objectives of this model projects are: first, to understand the water flow dynamics of the selected stream under study. Second, to explore the multiple energy conversions happening in the water mill. Third, to come up with innovative design opportunities to improve the efficiency of the mill. And fourth, to do modeling of the system for maximum and optimal efficiency under various assumptions. In the methodology, one should use a stepwise procedure to conduct the study. First, map or develop a drawing of the layout of the water mill. Second, calculate the speed of water in different levels or localities of the water flow. Third, analyze the shape and size of the channel and amount of water flow at different levels. Fourth, calculate the amount of water flow to the RPM of the wheel with and without load. Fifth, understand the speed of water and RPM relation. Sixth, test effect of water flow on the performance. And seventh, develop an optimal model system. In this model project, each objective can be investigated separately with appropriate tools to get the desired outcome. For example, the first objective, to understand the water flow dynamics of the selected stream under study. It can be performed by using a water flow meter, and the expected outcome would be calculation of speed of water flow and the amount of water delivered in a unit time. Now let us look at the second model project, study of traditional knowledge for correct harvesting stage of fruits and vegetables. In the past, there was valuable traditional knowledge that existed in understanding the maturity of fruits and vegetables through observation. This knowledge was being largely used by the old generations to harvest the fruits and vegetables before ripening. The key importance of this knowledge is to help to reduce the damage that happens on ripening by timely harvesting. This also helps to consume good and healthy farm goods for sustainable living and good economic returns, in contrast to the use of illegal chemical agents used for artificial ripening of fruits. The objective of this project is to study and validate the traditional knowledge on changes in morphology and physiology of fruits and vegetables as correct harvesting stages. The methodology for such projects would include: first, identify plants or fruiting trees that are suitable for the study and study the fruiting seasons, study economics from tree yield, etc. Second, conduct meetings, individual and group interviews to know the knowledge on the correct harvesting stage and verify them with the help of secondary and primary data collection. And third, primary data to be collected by direct observations and using questionnaires and study the process, duration of natural ripening process, shelf life studies, palatability, marketability, etc. in comparison to the chemical based artificial ripening. The objective of this study can be achieved via various parameters, tools to get the desired outcome. In this model project, the objective is to study and validate the traditional knowledge on changes in morphology and physiology of fruits and vegetables as correct harvesting stages. The parameters that can be studied in this particular project would be color change, changes in size, change in shape, change in smell, behavior of wild animals present in the vicinity. To achieve this objective, the tools that can be used would include direct observation, questionnaire survey, field guides to identify the vegetables or fruit plants and animals. The expected outcome would be knowing this knowledge will help the agriculture system and economy of our country by consuming healthy vegetables and fruits. Scientific validation of such knowledge will help to understand the physiological changes in fruits and vegetables. With this brief introduction, I hope all of you have understood about the traditional knowledge system for sustainable living, and I wish you all the best for your projects. Thank you.